There we go. Hey all, Rick here from Hamilton Sports Central, and we are going to be doing a live stream, a game between the BC Lions and the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. But before we do, I just got to find out where it is, because I have it written down somewhere. I don't know where I put it. Oh, I'll find it. I shall find it. Oh, here it is. Today's live stream is proudly sponsored by KPHR Radio, Hamilton's home for classic rock. And if you love legendary rock anthems and great on-air personalities and community-focused programming, be sure to tune in to KPHR Radio. Listen and discover all their shows, music, more by visiting katradiogroup.ca. Thank you to KPHR Radio for sponsoring and supporting Hamilton Sports Central and bringing to you today's live stream. And don't forget, comes October, we will be having a 30-minute post-game show for all Hamilton Hammer games. So do keep an eye out for that as well. Yes, this music on CFL Plus gets very boring. And I've already told a friend of mine, Carter Lads from Winnipeg, that if his team loses to the Lions, that's an embarrassment. Aldrich Peterson, Kamloops, BC, 2 kickoffs for a touchdown. You'll win $1 million. Farhan and Dwayne Ford. This is going to be an interesting pairing. The beat writer for BC Lions doing play-by-play. Hey, Salter, let's see what you got. There's Hicks, Willie Jefferson, Srezna, Vaughters, and I think one other person that's tied with 5 sacks in the league. Mike O'Shea, 4-3 this season, 1-3 at home. Buck Pierce, 1-5 this season, 0-3 at home. Used to be the old offensive coordinator back in the day. Castillo kicks off for 69 yards to the BC 11. Williams returns it for 16 yards to the BC 27. Ayers with the tackle. Bailey rushes for 1 yard to the BC 28. Kyrie Wilson with the tackle. Salter played for the University of Colorado.
Some juggling on that offensive line as well. Josh Donovan injured early last week, as was Brandon Yates on the offensive line. Kyron Walker Hunt starts at right tackle this week. You mentioned changing the backfield. We'll see Horvath and Bailey sharing that spot. But Justin McKinnis was a guy who Kate Salter seemed to have some chemistry in that fourth quarter last week.
Second down conversions, 54 or 50.4 for sixth in the CFL. Salter passes to Cynical for 8 yards to the BC 36. Jones with the tackle, so it's going to be 3rd and 1. Horvath rushes for 2 yards to the BC 38. Jones with the tackle. It's going to be a first down, BC.
Taking a look at this Blue Bomber defense, Jake Ceresna, of course, has proven to be the perfect running mate for Willie Jefferson in the early part of this 2026 season. 5 sacks apiece for those two. Michael Griffin.
Horvath rushes for 5 yards to the BC 43, so it's going to be 2nd and 5.
Certainly one of the themes, the storylines in this ball game will have to do with this BC offensive line, their ability to run the ball and put their young quarterback Kate Salter in the best condition to be successful. Offensive line lost 2 starters.
Salter passed to Passant for 14 yards to the Winnipeg 53. Jonathan Moxley with the tackle. So a first down, BC.
First down. And not too much duress, obviously, so far for Kate Salter. But operating, it would appear thus far, with a level of confidence and poise from the pocket. You saw a number of those short throws.
Salter rushes for 6 yards to Winnipeg 47. Fletcher with the tackle.
Where he was supposed to line up. Yeah, you're getting some different sets and obviously different personnel in the ball game. Again, Bailey on the roster this week in place of James Butler. We're seeing the set with 2 American backs, but good reaction by the young quarterback. Going where the play is supposed to go. Even if he didn't get it where he was supposed to go in terms of who the ball carrier was, he did the point of attack.
Bailey rushes for 2 yards to Winnipeg 45. Wilson with the tackle, so it's going to be 3rd and 2.
That's going to be 2 full yards short of the first down. You saw Buck Pearson get aggressive before. Will we do it again? Instead, he sends out Sean White for what will be by far his longest field goal attempt of the season. His longest attempt thus far, and his longest kick, and just 43 yards. This is a 52-yard attempt.
BC's sending out their kicker for a 52-yard field goal. His career is 20 for 31 on field goals of 50-plus yards. Oh, it hit the bottom of the upright and bounced out.
52, but at the very least, they don't get a big return from the dangerous Bombers returner. The Lions with a couple of first downs, but they come away without points. Doink. Sean White comes up empty.
Doo-doo. Mm, 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 mm. Come on.
Drew Brown's first start was a very good one. The last two not as good, highlighted by a 4-interception game last week, right? Yeah, certainly a game in which Drew Brown will be happy to have a short week. Here, a chance to try and erase the bad taste left behind by the performance against the Calgary Stampeders. In that loss, and as he said, the 4 interceptions. Here we're seeing two backup quarterbacks going head-to-head in this football.
So do keep in mind, because BC missed that field goal, they started at the 45-yard line. Brady Oliveira rushes for 6 yards to Winnipeg 46. McKenna with the tackle. 2nd and 4.
Perhaps looking to get Brady Oliveira that quick start. They'll be doing it without their right tackle, Gerald Broxton. Micah Vanderpool makes his first start of the season in place of Broxton and Oliveira. You heard the panel discuss it in the pregame, a little bit of discussion perhaps about his role, number of touches, etc., particularly down the stretch of the game against Calgary.
Brown throws to Tim White for 32 yards. To BC 32. Tim White with the jet sweep. Brady Oliveira rushes for 15 yards to the BC 17.
Lets the O-line set up those blocks. They do a solid job getting into the second level. And as is typically the case, positive yardage for Brady Oliveira and that Bomber.
Brady rushes for 6 yards to the BC 11. Sankey with the tackle, so it's going to be 2nd and 4.
Was his last touch of the game, and he said no comments. This time the handoff to Oliveira. Another positive game for Oliveira. He owns this game early. saw what Sean Lemon did last week with his 2 sacks coming off the couch. He figures he can do the same. Lions showing pressure here. Quick pass to right. Cuts inside. Makes it the first block. Looking for the end zone.
And it's going to be a touchdown, BC Lions. Or Winnipeg, not BC.
Lions are pointing the other way. They think it's an illegal block near the goal line. This could be coming back. Let's see what Ben Major has to say. He's pointing the other way. Looks like it is going to be holding against Winnipeg.
After yards a game, holding Winnipeg number 80. We'll go back 10 yards, but it's a first down for Winnipeg.
Well, the Bombers had things set up.
So it's going to be holding on Winnipeg. So that touchdown does not count.
Tied up with his man. CJ Colden.
So he started back at the 16-yard line
Too long getting the
for
hands.
Ontario Wilson with the hold.
It's going to be first down at the 16-yard line. 16-yard line.
Lions get a reprieve for now, but Brady Oliveira and that quick passing game of Winnipeg certainly in rhythm right now. Yeah, good start for Drew Brown, and obviously for Brady Oliveira as well. Extra offensive lineman into the game for Winnipeg. This time the quick pitch goes the other way. Wilson, DC tries to string out and cuts back.
They tried to go the same play, but the other way, and Ontario Wilson only got 6 yards. So it's going to be second and 10. Sorry, second and 4 at the BC 10-yard line.
Flattening things out of keeping contained, not giving him a lane to turn it up. But once Wilson gets around the tight end, Dante Daniels, he sees a little bit of a gap and recognizes this is his best opportunity.
Oliveira rushes for 2 yards to BC 8. Finley with the tackle. It's going to be third and 2.
Lions showing some pressure. This is a give inside to Oliveira. He does not get the first down. Comes up a couple of yards short. Let's see what Michael Shea does here. The Lions' run defense has been outstanding this season. They've had success against some of the top backs in the league in terms of Justin Rankin.
Sergio Castillo kicks for a 16-yard field goal.
Had some success, but he gets stopped there, and it looks like Winnipeg is going to kick the field goal. And big stop to prevent the Winnipeg major there.
5:16 left in the
Castillo with a relative
first quarter.
shot here. Kick from 16 yards is up and good, and the Winnipeg Blue Bombers draw first blood, leading 3-0. Great opening drive at home as the Bombers look to bounce back. Castillo loving the kick.
So now, because Winnipeg kicked that field goal, now BC gets to start off at their 40. John Hosh doesn't like that Winnipeg went for the kick. He says, it's 3rd and 2, go for it. Worst case scenario, you got a rookie quarterback taking possession in the shadow of his own goalpost.
The bright stats aren't too big for Caden Salter. This guy was a production machine. 9,600 total yards and 91 touchdowns in 4 collegiate seasons. Yeah, and really got his start at Liberty University. Former CFL quarterback, former CFL coach Kent Dawson, his quarterback coach and offensive coordinator to begin his career. And in terms of the even bigger stage, how about following Shedeur Sanders playing for Coach Prime in the Colorado Buffaloes? Yeah, 2023, he was the Group of 5 Player of the Year by a couple of publications after an outstanding season at Liberty. But everyone knew that at that point in the stage,
Oh. Salter fumbled the snap for 6 yards and recovered by Winnipeg at the BC 34-yard line.
not what Buck Pearson wants to see right now. His young quarterback with a positive first drive, not a positive start there. The ball hits Nick Senegal and goes to the turf before Winnipeg recovers.
Oh, actually, no. Speaking of him, where is he coaching these days? Oh. Okay, that was this 2025. Well, I wonder what he's doing now. If he was quarterback coach back then for Auburn.
Dwayne, when a play like this happens, it's easy to blame the receiver with the ball hit. But is this on the quarterback for mistiming the snap count? Yeah, and I know your feeling, we talked about this a little bit during the break, is that the quarterback's got to adjust his timing, knowing that his
Brady Oliveira rushes for 13 yards to the BC 21. Sankey with the tackle.
But in fairness to everybody involved, 3 slightly different cadences in the last 3 games for Nick Senegal and the rest of the offense. The timing was a little off. First down. I think the message has been received loud and clear to the offensive staff. Get 20 the ball. And getting them the ball early. It's so important. If they get an opportunity here, we talk all the time about complementary football and how sort of the situation of one unit affects what you're doing with the other 2 units. And I think for Winnipeg, running the football, trying to keep BC's defense on the field for longer drives at a time when they're playing with a young quarterback, that BC may not have those sustained drives, create strategy. This time, Daniels with the reception. Close to another first down.
Brown passes to Daniels for 9 yards to BC 12, so it's 2nd and 1.
Yeah, well set up. They go to the rookie. Dante Daniels, 2nd round pick out of North Carolina State. Well, this is a little bit, I like the decision here from Dante Daniels. We saw him in a game a few weeks back here in Winnipeg where he tried to hurdle a defender and ended up losing the football, fumbled the ball. I think there's a conscious decision there, a learning moment. Just protect the football, drop your shoulder. Bryce Perkins into the game, running short yards, good enough for the first down.
Perkins rushes for 2 yards to BC 10. Sankey with the tackle. And it's going to be a first down, Bombers.
So let me ask you this. When you look at the success that BC had,
Isidore says, all right, roar, Lions roar. But a fumble for a bad start, I presume. So the fumble was actually Cynical's fault because when Cynical went to go run for the jet sweep, he got in the way of the quarterback. Oliveira rushes for 5 yards to the BC 5. Sankey with the tackle.
Looked like Oliveira had a gap there, but got tripped up at the line of scrimmage. Gets half of it there. He's going to be brought down to the 5-yard line where it will be second and goal from the 5.
That tight end formation, as we've seen much of this possession for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Look at the movement that the guard Gabe Wallace gets on Casey Sales. Creating a lane. Brady Oliveira to do his thing.
Deontay Williams comes in off the edge to make the shoestring tackle.
Second and goal at the 5.
Walk-in touchdown. Second and 5. Oliveira remains in the backfield, gets the ball, comes back, not getting up there.
Oliveira rushes for 1 yard to the BC 4. Harris with the tackle. So it's going to be 3rd and 4.
Castillo comes into the game again, so the Lions D finds a way to hold.
Yeah, and again, a big stop on back-to-back possessions for the BC Lions defense. Obviously, they want to see that offense get a little something going. But still, holding the Bombers to
And Castillo going for another field goal kick.
young quarterback at the helm. You don't want to be chasing a lot.
Oh, there, that's better.
Castillo from 16 the last time.
For a 12-yard field goal. You know what? For being BC, you'd be happy to give up the field goal and not 6 points.
In the first quarter, King Salter will have an opportunity to come back and get his team off the board.
So another field goal for Winnipeg.
Dwayne, you mentioned the connection that Salter has to his former coach in Ken Austin. He's got another connection, this one in the family. More on that story. Here's Danielle Bay.
That's right, Farhan. In the week leading up to Salter's first CFL start, he had some pretty cool advice come his way from a former Lions legend who he just found out also happens to be his cousin. One day in the Lions facility, he heard one of his coaches say the name Casey Printers. The second he heard that name, he thought to himself, wait a minute, that name sounds familiar. Is that my cousin? He texted his dad and confirmed it right away. Salter had to laugh at himself because after he made the connection, he started to pick up on the fact that there were countless pictures.
Who knew Casey Salters and Casey Printers were cousins?
Wisdom, encouragement, and unlimited stories from his time in the CFL, guys.
And that one season he had where he was named MOP, what a season it was. Just an instant impact.
Well, remarkable, and a little bit like Casey Salter, kind of thrown to the wolves. Early season injury to Nate Dickinson. This got the deep ball to Keon Hatcher. Hatcher can't track it, and it falls incomplete.
Salter passes to Hatcher. That's incomplete. So it's 2nd and 10 at the BC 40.
To the trajectory of the ball there from Keon Hatcher. Narrowing down his split.
Oh, it's right here beside me. I just took it off for a little bit. Right here. Salter passes incomplete to Keon Hatcher Sr. again. So it's 3rd and 10. BC 40.
Second and 10. The Bombers break forward. The quick throw inside, and it is almost intercepted, but no, it falls incomplete. And Salter was looking for Hatcher again, but he tried to find him between two defenders, and he's fortunate to come away without a second turnover here. Yeah, Salter with a lot of confidence in his arm, particularly his velocity, ability to zip it in there. Hatcher got his hands on it. Yeah, would have been a bit of a circus catch, as he had to contort his upper body to try and get that one. You can just see how quickly the ball gets to the target. Yes, because this young man has a live arm. Carl Meyer onto tip. Punts. Short pressure. Let's see if they come here. Looks like they're running a clock down.
Violation, BC number 17. Go back 5 yards. It's still third down.
BC only had 11 players on the field. Didn't want to risk the protection, so they'll take the penalty. A legal substitution would have been 10 yards, so they'll take the 5-yard time count as Parker McKenna comes onto the field.
Time count violation. The punter 5 yards. They go from the 40 to the 35. Last play of the quarter. Mayer punts 56 yards to the Winnipeg 19. Badville returns for 7 yards to the Winnipeg 26. Oh, I have the Bombers hat. The Bombers hat just feels weird on my head. That's why I took the Bombers hat off. Rich, I know you want me to wear this one, but that ain't happening. One that I will wear though is this one. Let's see the player stats. 16 yards for BC. Caden Salter, 2 for 4, 22 yards. 4 for 4 for Drew Brown and 48 yards for Oliver. Dang. Oliver's going for the kill throat shot today. What? What? That said that I wouldn't wear this? Hey, a wise man once told me, it hurts my soul and my religion to wear that. Scott says BC's offense looked okay early, but not so much now. Yeah. Not so much. Mind you, Winnipeg only has 102 yards in the offense with 50 rushing and 52 passing. Not something to write home about.
Let's take a look at the first quarter stats. BC's averaging 74 rushing yards allowed per game. That's the lowest total in the CFL. Brady Oliveira already has 50 in this half. Yeah, great start certainly for the Bombers offensively. And again, in terms of kind of being who they want to be, with Brady Oliveira being involved, playing physical football up front. How much of that is the fact that Caden Salter is on the other side? As a team, Winnipeg's got to believe that BC may not put up a ton of points. So let's not make mistakes that keep the game in control, because they're not going to explode on us. Yeah, I think that's certainly a consideration for both of these teams, is the fact that the BC Lions have a rookie quarterback making his first in the CFL. From a Winnipeg point of view, I think there's probably a feeling that it will be tougher for BC to sustain drives and have a long time of possession. They want to try and keep
Brady Oliveira rushes for 6 yards to Winnipeg 32. Finley with the tackle.
Oliveira again, just like he was on his first drive on his second
carry of this possession for Winnipeg, bringing up 2nd and 3. And if you're Drew Brown, that's just where you like it. 2nd and 4, let's call it.
Yeah, and as we take a look at the latest pickup for Brady Oliveira, one thing I will say from a BC point of view with Salter is, I think head coach Buck Pierce is showing a lot of.
So 2nd and 4.
Back from winning the toss and taking the ball right away to going forward on a 3rd down in their first possession, and even attempting the long field goal.
Oliveira again, this got brought down pretty quick.
Oliveira rushes for 1 yard to Winnipeg 33. Harris with the tackle, so it's 3rd and 3.
BC's offense, or defense rather, continues to hold strong. We've seen them on a couple of good offensive drives from Winnipeg, kind of stiffen up and limit them to field goals so far. But here, a very valuable 2 and out.
Shane Williams back to receive Jefferson Shane's kick. Moves its way to the right sideline. He takes it at his own 19-yard line. Looking for the wide side of the field. Nothing there, cuts back. Nothing there either. Not much, maybe a yard at best on the return as BC will take over at their own 20.
Shan punts for 59 yards. BC 18. Williams returns it for 2 yards to BC 20. Ayers with the tackle.
An official gaming partner of the CFL.
Salter pass incomplete to Hatcher for 2nd and 10 from the BC 20.
Average starting field position in the league this season. Normally they start at their own 33-yard line, and they're well back to that now for the young quarterback to try to navigate. First and 10 at BC's 20. They fake the horn out. The deep ball, Salter looking for Hatcher again, and he overshoots him. Hatcher can't get over top of Jonathan Moxie, and that brings up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, whether you want to see the trajectory on that change or the ball maybe thrown a little bit later, tough to say, but obviously a big a situation where Salter had good protection and had time.
You mentioned that Pierce is confident in his ability to throw. I don't think he's going to prevent him from wanting to be aggressive with that team. 2nd and 10. Looks like this pressure Salter's going to take off. He's got the first down and slides across the 35-yard line.
Salter rushes for 16 yards to BC 36. Moxie with the tackle. So it's going to be a 1st down, BC Lions.
Channeling his cousin Casey Printers with that scrambling ability. But look at the decisiveness here. As soon as the pocket breaks down, he's not looking to throw. Once he gets on the move, he just realizes there's a gap. I'm going to take what I can get a fresh set of downs.
And that was so evident last week with the Lions' offensive line situation. Two more changes this game. They need a quarterback to be elusive and do some of those things and slow down.
Horvath rushes for 6 yards to BC 42. Michael Griffin II with the tackle. 2nd and 4.
Looking a little like Brady Oliveira on that rush.
Third run from Horvath after the run from the very elusive Caden Salter, over 2,400 rushing yards in his college career. And while Buck Pierce was sort of non-committal about it, yeah, I think it's more than fair to speculate that playing against this Winnipeg defense, and particularly when you talk about guys like Willie Jefferson, Jake Seresca up front, the quarterback is going to be under pressure. Then you got to think the mobility of Caden Salter is a consideration.
And again to Horvath, gets across the 45, close to first down yardage. Looks like he's going to come up a little bit short. You know, I asked Buck Pierce about this with Salter because he spent time here working with Chris Streveler. And I said, are there some parallels there you can draw with a mobile quarterback? And he wasn't quite sure because with Streveler, there's going to be a lot more designed run. He's going to play the game like a running back, whereas a guy like Caden Salter is going to drop back to pass, and then he's just going to try to take off and create.
Horvath rushes for 4 yards to BC 46. So it's going to be 3rd and inches.
On a half-yard short for the Lions, Horvath under center. Chase Price deep in the backfield. Horvath up, over, and good for the first down.
Just going back a couple minutes far on, you made the point about the fact that the Lions have the worst.
Horvath rushes for 2 yards to the BC 48. Jones with the tackle, and it's going to be a first down Lions.
On the opening
Maybe this is their offense coming back to life again.
because you often think in terms of playing with a young quarterback. You often think in terms of playing for field position, not putting him in bad starting positions. But I do think that speaks to the confidence that Buck Pierce has in game 7.
First down at their own 47-yard line. Extra tight ends in the game for the Lions here. This time I want Bailey with the carry. First in the middle of the defense. Picks up 4, maybe 5 yards. As the Lions try to stretch that.
Bailey rushes for 5 yards to the BC 53. Fletcher with the tackle.
Any success that they're able to generate in this ground game is all going to help in terms of managing the pressure. And they're going to be able to see a look at the resume of the Lions who run back in that game.
Close to 1,500 yards and 10 touchdowns in his 2 seasons at TCU. But this time a high snap, so he gets a handle on it, gets it in. But there is nothing there. The Lions are going to have to punt.
Bailey rushes for 0 yards to the BC 53. Kelly with the tackle, so it's going to be 3rd and 5.
Difference Winnipeg's first round pick in this year's draft. Defensive end Nurbakoff getting it on the play there.
Good by Salter just to handle the snap. Fire on again to punts. Looks to the left sideline where Trey Bobble will take it. Inside, not a huge return on the play. The Bombers will pick up extra yards with the penalty. We have seen plenty of this guy through the first quarter and a half. Brady Oliveira has his fingerprints all over this one.
Mayer punts for 48 yards to the Winnipeg 9. Vavel returns it for 9 yards to the Winnipeg 18. Finley with the tackle, and then Kennyman gets a 15-yard no yards penalty, so they go from the 9 to the 24. Don't tell me this is June 4th. Okay, never mind. This is the zone. No, CFL Plus plays a beginning of the season do.
Time now for the Fisher Investments Canada stat of the game, and look no further than the guy who's owning this game, Brady Oliveira. 128 yards rushing last week to move past John.
100-yard rushing games. Brady Oliveira with 23, John Cornish with 22, and Andrew Harris with 29.
Pretty impressive run for Brady Oliveira, and that one was 24 here tonight. He's able to maintain his early pace.
Yeah, as the analyst says, neither team can move the ball. Yeah, this is... See, I should have taken the under because this is going to be a trap game. Brown passes to Ontario Wilson for 3 yards to Winnipeg 27.
Josh Haggerty to pick up maybe 2 yards on the play.
A good pursuit to the football there from the BC Lions defense. You don't want to give a speed guy like Ontario Wilson any kind of space to get going. Get to the football, get the leverage, wrap him up.
Gain of 3 brings up 2nd and 7. turned out in their last drive after having some consistent possessions early on.
Procedure on Brian, 5 yards back.
Procedure, Winnipeg number 66. It's a 5-yard penalty. It's still second down.
Left tackle Stanley Bryant. Charged with the in front. Just walking back a little bit early there.
Bryant in his 16th season. Hasn't taken many of those, I would think, during that stretch.
Oliveira rushes for 8 yards to the Winnipeg 30.
They have a lot of success at the age of 37. This time, it's a long yardage. They don't cooperate. They got enough of the first down on 2nd and 13, and the Bombers will again have to punt without a first down.
And I am a believer sometimes with the draw play on 3rd down. It's a bonus if you pick up the first down, but it's often just one of those reminders for the defense. Keep them honest that you may still run in that situation. Try and slow down that pass rush a little bit.
Well, and if you're Mike O'Shea, BC hasn't scored yet. Right? They haven't proven that explosive ability, play percentages, who can be conservative, and then stay control. Williams takes it at his own 33. Can't get past the first man down the field. Might have taken a late hit there. There is a penalty flag on the play. When we come back, we will sort it all out as the Lions take over. Down 6 here at Princess Auto Stadium. Yeah, Winnipeg number 7.
Sheehan punts 47 yards to the BC 33. Williams returns it for 4 yards to the BC 37. And then there's a 15-yard penalty on Winnipeg for piling. So it goes from the 37 to the 52. Do.
No surprise when BC plays Winnipeg that this is the night they choose to honor one of the greatest linebackers ever to play in the Canadian Football League in Adam Bighill.
Yeah, certainly a future Canadian Football Hall of Famer, Adam Bighill. There you see the Grey Cup rings. Recognized not just as a great player, but a terrific leader as well. See the numbers on his tremendous career. Great to see Biggie honored here in Winnipeg. He got his start with the BC Lions.
You saw his young son there, AJ Adams Jr., turning into quite the little football player with dad getting to coach. He's enjoying that a lot. Chandler Horvath with the carry, tries to bring the first down, so then has to plow his way forward for
Horvath rushes for 4 yards to the Winnipeg 54. Wilson with the tackle, so it's 2nd and 6.
A reminder of the impact of Adam Bighill. Of course, arriving here in Winnipeg as a free agent after a stint in the National Football League. Had an immediate impact both on and off the field.
Salter rushes for 4 yards to the Winnipeg 50, so it's going to be a 3rd and 2.
Picks picks up about 4, but that's going to bring up a 3rd and 2. Looks like the Lions are going to punt there. But when you look at Adam Bighill at 5'9", I remember his first game playing defensive end. We'll get back to that in a minute, but let's take a look at Salter here.
Mayer punts 38 yards to Winnipeg 12 out of bounds. So Winnipeg starts at their own 12-yard line.
You can tell he was looking to throw deep, but wisely decided nothing was there, and he's just going to tuck it and run. Carl Meyer with the punt. Isn't going to let Bobble touch that one. When we come back, Bombers will have the ball, but this guy has already made his impact felt in this game. Willie Jefferson having a renaissance campaign.
Let's see what Bombers can do in the second quarter. They have a total of 57 rushing yards. Oh, that's better.
Welcome back to Princess Auto Stadium as the Winnipeg Blue Bombers continue to search for some offensive consistency without their starting quarterback. He's been sidelined since week 6 with a neck injury, but when I spoke to Drew Brown, starting quarterback right now, he says that they've obviously had a really strong relationship since he started his campaign as a rookie here in Winnipeg. And when it comes to what Collaros does that's so well in supporting his fellow quarterbacks, he said that he always knows what to say, especially after last week's loss. He said the first thing that he said was, listen, I played in that exact game. You're handling it better than I have back in the day. Brown described it by saying the words spoken by Collaros are written in red for him.
Brady Oliveira rushes for 1 yard loss to Winnipeg 11. Malden the 4th with the tackle.
But what he brings off the field, you can't put a price on that value, guys.
And Collaros on the 6-game injured list has now missed 3 games. This is game 4. I don't know that they're going to take him to 6. A lot depends on what happens tonight. They've got a bye coming up, but I think he's close to a return.
Yeah, which, regardless of how Drew Brown does, just as fans of the Canadian Football League, I think we're all happy to hear that Zach is on the recovery track.
No gain on that play for Oliveira this time. Brown looks and finds Gavin Cobb with the reception. Not going to be good enough for the first down, and the Bombers will again, for the 3rd straight possession, move 2 and out.
Yeah, BC Lions.
Brown passes to Gavin Cobb for 8 yards to Winnipeg 19. McKenna with the tackle.
In that field position battle as well. Have an opportunity here to potentially get a start inside Bomber territory.
Juan takes Williams back to his own 30-yard line. Nothing doing there, as has been the case.
Sheehan punts 61 yards to the BC 30. Williams returns it for 3 yards to BC 33. Kelly with the tackle. So it's going to be 2nd and 10 at the BC 33.
New season of breathtaking spectacle, shocking betrayal, and explosive drama. HBO's House of the Dragon. Stream now only on Crave. feel pretty good. As you'd expect with two backup quarterbacks, these two teams have combined for 20 rushing attempts and just 11 pass attempts so far.
Horvath rushes for 2 yards to BC 35. Schmeckel with the tackle. Second and 8.
Picks up maybe a couple.
Yeah, nothing fancy there. Horvath just keeps it front side.
The 3-minute timeout. That's the 3-minute warning. 6 points through 27 minutes.
3-minute warning. Here we go.
Lots to be decided here.
Coming up at the half, it's a big one. Still don't have a topic, but we'll get there. But Dave, are you doing stats? Yeah, I'm doing some math. Okay. Pretty excited. We have straight fire. There you go. We have something. Straight fire.
All right. Oh, that was before the 3-minute warning. Salter rushes for 13 yards to the BC 48. Kelly with the tackle. Salter passes to Hatcher, and it's 2nd and 10.
Not trying to do too much here. No, man. That's the mindset with which he has to come into this game. Lions going tempo here. This time the pass to Keon Hatcher. He goes to the middle. Nothing there. No flags either. That would look close. Let's see if Buck Pierce wants to have another look. Nothing there. Coverage of the play that we're going to 2nd and 10 for BC. Jalen Smith with what appears to be an interception. I'm sure we'll get a replay there, but if it stands, the Bombers will be in great field position.
Watch Willie Jefferson on this play. He gets stoned in pass protection in the line of scrimmage, but still impacts the play. Eyes on the quarterback, gets in the passing lane, times that jump to deflect the ball. Well, the only question is Smith able to secure it?
Previous play is under automatic review.
I don't think so. I think he dropped that. Yeah, I think the tip of that would hit the ground in between his arms.
Back to Willie Jefferson. Wilson knows that is pass deflection or knockdown. Number 99. One more to 100, second all-time. You think those records would belong to defensive backs? They do, but there's a big defensive lineman in second.
I was going to say it belongs to a defensive back in Eddie Davis for now. But Willie's certainly hoping to change that in the not-too-distant future.
And when you look at Jefferson's season, a year ago the numbers would suggest that he was slowing down. Not this year.
Yeah, I think they found him just the right deputy to play that role to Willie's sheriff on that defensive line in Jake Ceresna.
And the two of them have been great influences for a young guy like Barry.
After automatic review on the replay center, the result of the play is overturned. It's an incomplete pass. It's going to be third down for BC at the 48-yard line.
Soldier gets a break there. The Lions get a reprieve. They're going to have to punt here, but certainly different field position.
So the call on the field stands. It's an incompletion, so it's going to be 3rd and 10 from the BC 48.
Takes over with 2:29 remaining in the first half, up 6.
Trey Mavo anxious to get going after
Meyer punts 50 yards to Winnipeg 12. Vadville returns for 10 yards. Henning with the tackle, and Russell is the injured player on the field,
nice job getting down there,
which is a BC Lion.
Carl Meyer, meanwhile, who's a very good punter, is a former professional rugby player in South Africa before he came to the CFL. And you'd think, looking at him, he doesn't look like a kicker. Could be a defensive end. And he's used that size and rugby experience. He leads BC with 6 special teams tackles. That's not a good sign.
This is a punter, though. In fairness to the rest of their special teams unit, as you say, usually when a kicker is leading the way, it's because you're getting all sorts of, you're giving up a lot of long returns.
Well, they have.
But Carl Meyer is a guy, he goes looking for it.
Injured Lion being helped off the field. We'll get a number for you shortly.
Shades of Jamie Bull.
Ty Russell, the injured Lion. Defensive back began here as a starter.
Drew Brown passes to Pokey Wilson for 21 yards to Winnipeg 43. Sankey with the tackle.
This is magnificent execution. And you've got to have so much faith in the blockers to kind of have the belief to hit that lane with speed. The way that Wilson does, you see a couple of the big boys getting out in front of him. They've got the kick out blocks.
Oh, I forgot to change the ticker.
Inside.
They have 6 points, not 3.
And then after that, Wilson did most of the work himself. As Brady Oliveira gets the ball back here, and again, the Lions seem to have made some adjustments.
Brady rushes for 5 yards to Winnipeg 48. Devay with the tackle, so it's going to be 2nd and 5.
Pick up a 4.
As you say, the Lions tightening up a little bit. Darnell Sankey from his middle linebacker spot, leading the way, joined by another of the CFL's top defensive rookies, a guy we'll be keeping an eye on here in Parker McKenna.
Lions showing blitz here on 2nd and 6. The quick throw goes over the head of Nick Dembski and falls incomplete.
Brown throws to Nick Dembski incomplete, so it's going to be 3rd and 5 at the Winnipeg 48.
You mentioned earlier, Farhad, their success against some of the Canadian football leagues.
Sheehan punts 42 yards to the BC 20. Williams returns for 26 yards to the BC 46, and Kyrie Wilson with the tackle.
Williams threatens to the outside. Your midfield to the Lions' 46-yard line for the start.
1:26 to go. Plenty of time for Caden Salter. We'll see how aggressive Buck Pierce wants to be at this stage of the half. If you go down 6 at halftime, you probably feel pretty good about your situation still being in the game. Hand off. This time Salter pulls it. Salter's got some room. Gets it across midfield, across the 50. Runs out of bounds at the 48, maybe the 47-yard line. Something he can bring to the offense here that certainly Chase Bright's good.
Yeah, well, this seems like something of a common sense piece, but
Bailey rushes for 8 yards to the Winnipeg 39. Griffin went to tackle. So it's 2nd and 8.
that speed, that running ability, adds another dimension to sit the running advantage of.
Lions first and 10. Monty Bailey with the carry, comes back. Bailey makes a nice little burst to pick up close to 9 yards. Lions on the move.
Great run here from Bailey, showing a couple of pretty good shakes in a small area.
I don't even know I'm wearing these.
Setting up the block and a new unit in front of him.
Bailey rushes for 10 yards to the Winnipeg 29, home with the tackle. So it's going to be a first down, BC.
Bombers run game slows down a little bit. Lions run game seems to be finding its way with the newcomer, Monty Bailey. We saw him with some great moves inside earlier here.
Salter passes to Poissant for 5 yards to Winnipeg 24, so it's going to be 2nd and 5. Williams with the tackle.
Potentially bring that offense. He'll also be involved in return game or something. Salter will run on 1st and 10. Poissant comes down with it, picks up 5 on the play.
Good focus here from Kieran Poissant. Doesn't notice the more tacklers are approaching as he's got to kind of turn his back and leave his feet to go.
Salter rushes for 15 yards to Winnipeg 9. Evan Holmes with the tackle.
Inside the 10-yard line with 20 seconds to go, and the BC Lions are knocking on the door of potentially taking a lead going into the half.
Acknowledged earlier, Salter, a different kind of runner than Chris Stradler, but he flashed a little bit of flair.
Salter throws incomplete to Jackson, broken up by Major Williams. 2nd and
Salter looking for the quick slant. That'll bring up
9.
second. Plenty of time here in a goal-to-goal situation. With 14 seconds to go, really want to finish this up. The touchdown. How much confidence that will bring to the underdogs going into halftime.
Management critical here for the young quarterback to make sure they don't let an opportunity slip away.
Four of Salter's 6 rushes have gone for over 10 yards. I'm sure the Bombers will be keeping an eye on it here. This time he takes off. The pump fakes. Still got it at the 1. At the goal line is he in. Touchdown, BC.
Caden Salter with the touchdown.
Breaks, tackles, and scores. I'm sure this is going to get reviewed, but an outstanding drive for the young Lions quarterback.
Yeah, this is one that'll build his confidence and certainly have Winnipeg defensive coordinator Jordan Younger talking to his guys about the play this under automatic review.
Previous plays under automatic review by the command center.
Let's take a look here. Gets tackled at about the 2. Elbow is down. Hips are down. I think that's coming back.
Yeah, he has not crossed the plane. The ball has not crossed the plane as he is down.
So with 5 seconds to go, it's 30. It's going to be third down at the 1, assuming the replay center season the same way. What do you do here for the Lions?
Go for the touchdown 100%.
Absolutely. And I think they're going to. Chase Bryce coming into the game with Horvath already there. So I think they've decided they're going for it here.
Third down at the 1 yard line, and Horvath gets a 1 yard touchdown. And who would have thought that BC would be a point away from taking the lead?
We've seen Salter use his legs a couple of times already in this ball game, but really his running ability took over that final drive.
8 plays and 64 yards in a minute 26. Sean White on to attempt the extra point. This from 52 earlier. This kick is up, and it is good. And the BC Lions head into halftime with a 7-6 lead. And Dwayne, we've talked about the conservative
BC Lions head into halftime with a 7-6 lead, and Winnipeg Blue Bombers take the choice of ball in the second half.
They've got to look at some of the things that they build off of the run game with Grady Oliveira. No shortage of makers in the Winnipeg Blue Bombers receiving corps. That if BC is going to focus their defensive manpower on shutting down Brady, then that's when you got to start looking to the Tim Whites.
What about Caden Salter? You know, he hasn't had an opportunity to throw it a ton yet, but his legs have gotten more involved, and when that happens, he's a lot to handle.
Yeah, he certainly is, and you sort of go with your strongest assets, and you know that maneuverability that Salter possesses is a big part of it for him at this stage. Not a lot of experience as a CFL passer, obviously, but he sure hurt the Winnipeg Blue Bombers on the ground.
We've seen 2 designed runs. The rest has all been off script, and it's worked for him. Standing by right now, Danielle.
Thanks, Farhan. Kaden, your first CFL start. I know there's some plays that you probably want back, but how are you feeling? You're going in up.
Hey, I feel good, man. We got a lot of work to do, you know. We got to finish these drives. We just got to go out there and finish, execute again. We got to finish, and that's one thing that I preached this week. To finish drives, we ain't been doing too good at it so far, but it was good that we just ended the quarter with a score.
What have been some of the messages from the veteran guys out there when you're not finishing those drives and you're on the sidelines?
Hey, just keep going. One play at a time, man. It's one play at a time, and it's a long game. It's a long game to go. We just got to keep on going.
Thanks so much. Good luck in the third quarter.
Thank you.
Well, Kate and the panel as halftime gets going. Caden Salter, his first CFL start. Maybe he didn't think they'd be up at half, but the tables have turned. BC in the lead.
Salter 79. So we have. Let's take a look at what we had with the. This one will be over. So this will be yes.
Greatest strength. Not great overall, though, 3 of 9. But again, they're ahead, so who really cares?
That's all that matters. And I'm sure Michael Shea right now is like, guys, what are you doing? We're allowing this team that we should be up on, that we should go out there and crush. Now they have life. Now they feel like they can walk on water. It's because we're allowing them to do that. And you're going to use what you got. That's what you got to do.
Caden Salter, 3 for 9 for 27 yards.
In the position to score, but they kept Winnipeg out of the end zone, only allowed 4-6 points. Did they come out in this final drive with a half and score?
Toussaint leads the team with 19 yards receiving.
You can see Winnipeg's demeanor is totally different. So if
second half. If they can come out, put some points on the board, give them more confidence, you never know what can happen in this game.
Yeah, we were saying it here. If the Bombers don't put the ball in the end zone, they're going to leave BC hanging around. They just keep kicking field goals. BC did a good job. Caden Salter, let's talk about this. The important thing you have to do, young quarterback, play caller, is don't get bored. If the kid can run with his legs and use his legs, keep building as many things for him to go ahead and do anything he can, whether it's drop back passes. You saw him do a couple of zone read pulls where he can run with the football, get it out on the perimeter. You saw a draw play. Give him as many opportunities as you can. Well, you got to throw the football. It's the CFL, you got to throw the football. Hey, listen, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers last season won a game with 4 completions by Chris Streveler in Ottawa. So, you don't get tired of that. You get tired of, what does this kid do really well? Let's throw one shot down the field maybe once a quarter, but otherwise let the kid use his legs.
Lapo, a name I heard about Caden Salter today, just decided who he looks like when he plays, was Damon Allen. I didn't throw it out in the pregame, and that's pretty early, but the gliding presence when he escapes the pocket kind of reflects that.
When he ran that quarterback draw, he looked different, man.
I shall be back in a moment.
Saying that the Bombers, they didn't really know what their offensive identity was. And we all said in the pregame, watch Brady get the ball a number of times. He's got 12 attempts already. He's got 67 yards. And you know what? It was Brady ball to start this game.
Yeah, it was right out of the gate. In fact, he had 7 carries in the first quarter. That's more carries than he had in the first quarter of the last 3 games combined. And you saw it look like old-time Bombers football. Lapo, here they go, breaking it down early. Playing physical at the line of scrimmage. They ran some plays to kind of stretch the defense side to side, open up some holes for Brady Oliveira. But as the quarter progressed, you saw BC start to make some adjustments. And this is a good run defense. First 5 carries, he's averaging 8 yards a carry. After that, it's about 5. And they've had some 2 and outs. There were 2 Brady touches. We said we've got to establish the run early and then base your pass game off of that. Drew Brown's only thrown the ball 8 times. And, Brady Oliveira is going to be held up like he was in the second quarter. They're going to need a better performance in their quarterback.
Here's what I'll say. Brady getting the ball. Everybody wants Brady to get the ball on first down. Well, the BC Lions know he's getting the ball on first down.
Yeah.
And you're kicking field goals. You have to also keep them on bounds, throw an explosive, get a shot play downfield. Because I know we're trying to take care of our best player. We have to protect our best player by doing other things so it's not Brady.
Well, let's make sure the second half is more exciting than that first half. I like the last drive.
We were joking at the 3-minute warning. We picked up some drama. Exactly. CFL always picks up in the second half. So, coming up after the break, by the way, it is Straight Fire.
See if I can find the photo. Where is it? Where is it? is the photo that I'm looking for? Scott, the only thing is with that is Hatcher's 0 for 4 in targets. He may have gotten 4 targets, but he's 0 for 4. Double dip. So take my word for it. Vernon Adams will throw his first interception this weekend. Take my word for it.
Ontario U12A title game, Zach Utero to Holden Stewart over the field. It's a walk-off for North Bay to win the title. That is a fire. Exceptional. Celebrating. Look at that. Excellent. All right, the NFL Flag Football Championships. Team Canada. Receiver Isaiah Smith. Catch. I can't believe he made the catch. One-handed grab as they beat Mexico to win the U15 international title. Somebody get me that kid's phone number. I'm going to be talking to him in a couple of days. That was straight fire. Always to the flag football highlights. Yeah. CFL football. VA Riders receiver Morgan McCubbin with the incredible catch. Watch how he contorts his body and makes the beautiful one-hand catch for the touchdown, baby. And he gets up and celebrates. You know why? Because he knew he was going to be on what? Straight fire!
How about the U12 football in Ontario? Oakville receiver Ray Beveridge with a catch between 2 defenders, and he is gone. 1 of 3 TDs on the day, and an Oakville comeback victory. Woo, he's got a little speed to him, and that's what we like to call straight fire. Don't forget, if you've got your highlights at home, we love reading them at straightfire at bellmedia.ca. I don't feel like we do enough of it right now, by the way. We love reading your highlights. Send them in. We'll need some players from Team Canada. Just send them in. You never know. Meanwhile, Cal's going to be being honored here at Princess Auto Stadium. Wade Miller and Company unveiling the banner. Looks fantastic. Bombers currently down by 1.
Currently down by 1.
There's really no ceiling for football. That's something that I'm actually good at, but it's also something that I continue to get better at. Football is motivating me because it challenges me mentally, emotionally, physically. I'm part of something bigger than myself. I really love this game. I'm not just doing it for the money. I continue to chase my dream regardless of how hard it got. I have so much fun playing this. There's nothing else like it. All you gotta do is look to your left and your right. You know, when you're in a meeting with your teammates, that's enough motivation. My dad passed when I was 10. You know, and I didn't know how to really deal with the issue. So
Everyone's complaining about Tommy Condell, and you can't say I didn't warn you. I told everyone from the very beginning. But what am I? No one likes to listen to me.
Everything else didn't matter no more. I was just me in the field, and I potentially changed my whole family life with this. You gotta be sincere. You gotta be real. You gotta be yourself. I was put on this earth.
Brown only has 84 yards and no touchdowns.
6 years old. I still believe to this day. I was big. sacrificed so many things to be able to see me.
Kick off June 4th.
You know, I've been going at this since I've been 5 years old.
What do you want to be when you're older? I want to be a ball player and a damn good one. I'm very passionate about this game. That is my superpower.
Life has changed drastically from losing my dad, going from the third string to first string to, you know, what people are saying, being the franchise quarterback. You gain friends, you know, you gain brothers during this school. That's why we all in jail so tight. Because we all got something we've been through, you know what I'm saying, that brought us here.
Remembering my younger self, you know, having school visits and seeing those star players, you know, come to your school. Now I get to be in those shoes, hopefully able to inspire more generations of players and continue to grow this game and capture what makes this game so great. It's such an amazing league. It's given me so many amazing opportunities. Built so many amazing.
Can we just start the second half, please? And get this game over and done with.
It's the best game in the world, and you should be playing it with joy.
And I hope that the second half is better than the first half.
Just a beautiful night here in Winnipeg. The Lions with a 1-point lead. Not many expected that. Let's send it down to the field. Here's Brady Oliveira with Danielle Bain.
Brady, this BC defense is known for shutting down the run game, but you're still finding ways to break through. 67 rushing yards so far. What's working well for you right now?
We've got a great offensive line. You know, that's all because of those boys up front. Also, our receivers that are, you know, work all throughout the week, come in the box, you know, getting out their DNs, going to the back, whatever we ask them to do. You know, it's a team effort.
You talk about that O-line, Micah Vanderpool getting his first start this season. What impresses you about his willingness to come in and be ready for the moment?
Yeah, you know, it's a big hole to fill. Obviously, you know, we know how well Broxton is for us. You know, he's a star in this league, but you know, for Micah to come in, he's been chomping at the bit. I've seen him working tirelessly these last few weeks, waiting for his opportunity, so it's good to see him out there and making the most of it.
Thanks, Brady.
Thank you.
Thanks, Danielle Oliveira with 48 yards on 7 carries in the first quarter. Second quarter,
Mayer kicks off for 69 yards to Winnipeg 11. Baville returns it for 22 yards to Winnipeg 33. Bond with the tackle.
to receive, he takes it at his own 12-yard line to the 20, to the 25, where he is wrapped up and brought down. Winnipeg takes over at their own 33-yard line. Well, as you said, Farhan, a tale of two quarters, perhaps, for Brady Oliveira. Very strong start. Bombers continue to remain committed to that ground lead into the second quarter, but not quite with the same results. A couple of 3 and outs in that quarter as the Lions started to fight.
Brown passes to Tommy Neal for 18 yards to Winnipeg 51. Finlay holds the first down Bombers.
That's 3 combined, so they're comfortable in this situation. We'll see if they open it up a bit more. The play action fake. Now looking deep, has it? And it's Tommy Neal coming back for the catch just outside Winnipeg's 50-yard line. Nice way to open up the second half. Yeah, you heard Lapo talk a little bit about this. Tommy Neal, the trail receiver in this set.
Brady Oliveira rushes for 8 yards to BC 51. Sankey with the tackle.
Space. An easy completion for Drew Brown, but the fact that, yeah, with the BC Lions defense anticipating runs on 1st and 10, sometimes you got to do other things. This time they do give to Oliveira, who cuts back, has some room. It's a lot like what it looked like in the first quarter, a gain of 9 to set up second and very short. Take a look here at the cutback from Brady Oliveira. Press the point of attack, get that defense flowing. They over pursue and just bend it back into the gap. Nick Dembski
Perkins rushes for 4 yards to the BC 47.
for the cutback.
go forth with the tackle. It's going to be a first down, Bombers.
More Brady, more success from Winnipeg. The Bombers looking for a particular formula. Yeah, there's always that connection between the rushing yards and the win-loss. Always a little bit of a chicken or the egg. You have today where Brady's a big part of the game plan early. Sometimes it's a matter of Brady being the finisher. A lot of carries once they have the lead. 13 carries already. Betts with the pressure. Brown throws it away.
Brown throws it incomplete to Ontario Wilson, so it's going to be 2nd and 10 at the BC 47.
Obviously, the Lions getting beaten a little bit. Keep an eye on Matthew Betts. Pressure coming. You see that rush inside on Vanderbilt. Kind of had him off balance. Not sure which way Betts was going to go there. Second and 10, obvious passing situation here. The big Lions showing pressure. They bring one extra. Incompletion. The catch good enough for a first down. Got a big second down conversion there for Winnipeg. I started to say before that Winnipeg had been winning on first down to start this third quarter, moving the football. Then the Lions get them into that defensively favorable 2nd and 10, but Drew Brown executes beautifully to move those sticks. Got to make plays against the pressure package if you want to get them out of it. Brown did it there. Brown now 1st and 10 as they empty out the backfield.
Oh! Brown throws to Daniels for 2 yards to the BC 35. So another 2nd and long. So after Brown throws the incomplete to Ontario Wilson, Brown throws it to Clarcius for 10 yards to the BC 37. Williams had the tackle and then the 2-yard pass to Daniels.
Second down screen, kind of altering his throwing motion to get it around the defender. In pursuit to the football by the Lions. Bobble up Dante Daniels.
Brown passes to Oliveira for 9 yards. To McKenna with the tackle. It's going to be a first down, Bombers.
Watch Oliveira from the backfield. Just left of the quarterback. Check. Release Brown getting rid of it just in time as he had an oncoming defender there.
Now, both of those 2nd and long completions, he's had a lion in his face and has still managed to throw an accurate pass.
Bombers in good shape here. 1st and 10 to the 26. Tim White with the quick reception. Lions are all there right away.
Brown throws to Tim White for 2 yards to the BC 28. Haggerty with the tackle, so it's going to be 2nd and 8.
Winnipeg's converted the last 2 2nd and longs. Let's see what happens here.
That's not a way you want to live offensively, relying on those 2nd and long conversions, but success on the last 2. Just trying to keep this drive alive.
BC was able to get off the field a couple of times early, holding the Bombers to a couple of chip shot Sergio Castillo field goals. BC showing pressure. They bring 6. That ball deflected to the line of scrimmage. Looks like Parker McKenna may have got his hands on it, and that'll force another field goal here for Winnipeg.
Brown throws incomplete to Ontario Wilson. McKenna with the tackle, so it's going to be another field goal for the Bombers. And it's going to be a 33-yard field goal. What's up, Don? Do you know why? Because this is the Tommy Condell effect, is what I like to call it. Tommy Condell is one of the worst offense coordinators. He was with Hamilton, and he still couldn't get the job done.
Small school product, eventually had a big senior season and has carried that into his 40th CFL start.
I think it's... So it was at least for us. I think he was our OC for 5 years. 5 or 6 years, and over the times he's made it to the big match, but he hasn't won it as an OC yet. Last year he had one of the worst offenses in Ottawa's offense last year. Now he's in Winnipeg.
Also honored earlier today was Cal Murphy, the late Cal Murphy, and his family was able to watch this as he gets inducted into the Ring of Honor. Yeah, very well deserved, long time coach and general manager of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, a legend. Had the honor of playing for him for a year in 1993, and I can tell you Cal had a reputation for being very gruff. I can tell you that
Salter rushes for 40 yards to Winnipeg 30. Williams with the tackle.
this time Salter keeps it again, has all sorts of room coming around the corner. Salter in the clear at the 40, at the 30 before being shoved out of bounds by Major Williams. Big run for Caden Salter. The Lions are in great field position, and I am shocked given the way the final BC offensive series went.
Salter passes to McInnes and is broken up by
I'm shocked.
Nichols.
On the first Lions offensive play in the third quarter, that the Winnipeg Blue Bombers weren't more prepared for this play. When it happened earlier, Riley Pickett was coming around the edge and helping block. This was purely a read and a decision by Salter, who was 119 yards rushing already in this game. This time the handoff to Horvath, no, the fake, and he looks inside to McInnes.
So John Hodge from 3 down says,
Almost intercepted Dietrich Nichols right there on the Lions receiver. And rookie quarterback maybe a little being predetermined.
how is Winnipeg unprepared to defend a basic read option from an athletic quarterback? Second conversions tonight, or BC's 5 for 13, 38.5 yards. Salter sacked for 6 yards to the Winnipeg 36. Jefferson with the sack.
There's your welcome to the CFL moment for Caden Salter. Getting sacked by one of the best to ever do it, Willie Jefferson. Violent hand stays alive and eventually swallows up the young QB. You'll give Salter credit for not trying to use the ball under duress, though, trying to force something to happen. Sean White on there took the 43-yard field goal, which would match his season long, and he does.
Sean White with a 43-yard field goal to retake the lead.
From 43. Lions back in front, and it is Sean White, second all-time in field goal percentage. He knows how to put them through the
Do-do. So because Sean White kicked a field goal, Winnipeg gets to start off on their, I think, 30, 40-yard line.
This was the mid-'80s, and I was a young teenager in high school in BC. I used to hate Cal Murphy. It just opened BC Place. Don Matthews was the coach for BC. BC Winnipeg was a thing, and then I met him when he was a scout leading his career in Saskatchewan. What a wonderful man. I felt bad for hating his time. It's just so accomplished at all levels.
Brown passes to Dembski for 5 yards, so Winnipeg 45. So when you kick a field goal, you start at the 40-yard line.
The Lions have to take the late game penalties because the fans were too loud. And they wanted the fans too much. I was not happy at that point in my life, but I've grown since. Can't you tell? Nick Dembski on the speed sweep. Think of before. As Tommy Condell tries to find different ways to get the run game going here. Yeah, try and create a little space using other players in their run game, extensions of the run game to create a little space to allow Brady Oliveira to continue to have.
Get that ball off my TV screen, please. Thank you. Brown throw to Cobb for 8 yards, so Winnipeg 53. Williams with the tackle. It's going to be a first down. Bombers.
Parents in Victoria will be upset if I got the name wrong. But I know you take pride with only a handful of former members of the Simon Fraser football program still in the Canadian Football League. You got to make sure you look after your alma mater.
Brown passes to Dembski for a 3-yard loss to the Winnipeg 50, so it's going to be 2nd and 13. Williams with the tackle.
This time, the quick pass to Dembski. Deontay Williams right there for the tackle for loss. Yeah, Williams in hot pursuit all the way. On this one, there you see number 9 tracking Dembski across the formation. Dembski bubbles wide. There's Williams to make the play. Second as well by the corner, C.J. Colvin, to make sure that was contained. Allow Williams to pursue it from the backside. 2nd and 13 coming up for Winnipeg. Matthew Betts clearing the corner, and he has him. Sack number 6 for Betts. Jefferson got his 6th.
Matthew Betts sacks Drew Brown.
The Lions-Argos game together on Saturday, and I said at the start of that one, Matthew Betts coming from the defensive right side here, that he was due to have that breakout game. You know, it's not always necessarily a fast starter, but at some point...
It's for a loss of 4 yards on the sack by Matthew Betts. Tavai with the injured player on the play.
Jonah Tavai, the injured Lion, and when you saw Drew Brown leave and get up after that sack, he was holding his hip a little bit. Yeah.
So let's keep an eye on that as well. Trainer has a quick visit with Brown. Looks to be okay.
Matthew Betts, Willie Jefferson, forcing us to update our statistical board. Jake Seresna, over to you.
And that is the 50th sack in Matthew Betts' career. He becomes the 9th Canadian to record 50 sacks. Now over 150 career tackles as well. Most valuable defensive player in the league last year.
Betts originally number 3 overall pick in the 2019 CFL draft, selected by Edmonton. Spent his first couple of years there. And much like Justin McInnes, another guy who was a high pick, McInnes
I don't know what the Bombers are doing. I honestly don't know.
his Canadian starters excelling on the West Coast.
Tavai still hasn't made it all the way off the field. That doesn't look good. And if you want to know why BC has had so much success defending the run through the early stages of this season, look no further than Jonah Tavai. We'll see if Winnipeg tries to take advantage of that going forward. Not that they need a reason to run the ball tonight. Jefferson Sheehan with the punt. Good return by Jaden Williams. His last time.
Shannon punts for 50 yards to BC 14. Williams returns it for 7 yards to the BC 21.
By the Bombers special teams unit. Matthew Betts, fantastic season last year, getting hot at the right time when BC needs it most in 2026.
Touchdown.
.411 left in the third quarter.
Talked a lot about Brady Oliveira tonight. How about people right back? Xander Horvath in his first start.
Yeah, the Lions going for a little bit of a different look at their backfield. Xander Horvath and Monty Bailey sharing that backfield. James Conner out of the lineup tonight. Horvath getting it done with a couple of runs from that regular offensive set, as well as his usual duties under center and short yardage.
Carries for 26 yards and a touchdown for Horvath. BC takes over from their own 21 with Amani Bailey into the backfield. The quick fake. Kieran Poisson with the reception of the
Salter passes to Sant for 2 yards to BC 23. Second and 8.
Tony Jones says hello with a big hit. Poisson smiling after that one.
And Tony Jones, terrific sideline to sideline linebacker. Here working out to the perimeter. Watch him lower the boom on Poisson as he tries to cut it inside. And Kieran Newey to the ball as we
Salter passes incomplete to Hatcher.
Jones finished him off, and that brings up 2nd and 7, close to 8 for BC here. Late in the third quarter, BC with a 2-point lead. Double clutch. Going to key on Hatcher. Williams is right there, and the pass sails incomplete. He has tried to go to Hatcher a few times. They just haven't been able to get on the same page.
I've been able to get on the same page since the beginning of the game.
You called it with the double clutch. You know, you hold your breath. doing with it. You just want to see Caden Felder be decisive and put that zip on the ball that we've seen from him so far. Carl Myers been busy tonight. Here he is on the defensive line. He turned off near his own 40-yard line. Officials hadn't blown the play in yet, I don't believe.
We're just going to reset everything. We have to get the proper ball.
No one explains better than Ben Mason. It's very elaborate explanations. There's no confusion. They're very succinct.
Mayer punts for 48 yards to the Winnipeg 39. Vadville returns it for 16 yards to Winnipeg 55. Pickett with the tackle.
It's the first two men missed before finally being brought down. That's Riley Pickett with the tackle. Bobble had a lane down the sideline, but nonetheless, his team has great field position. Bombers trail by 2 on a beautiful night in Winnipeg.
For some reason, I knew at the beginning of this game, like when I was doing my predictions over on the analyst desk, that this was going to be the trap game, and I don't know why, but I knew there was going to be a one trap game this week. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do.
Welcome back to Princess Auto Stadium, and with offensive lineman for the Bombers, Jarrell Broxton, out with a knee injury, Micah Vanterpool got the go-ahead to make his first start of the 2026 season here tonight against the Lions. And when I asked him about being patient and knowing that his time would come, he tells me he learned some patience in a pretty unique way. The last 2 off seasons, the 27-year-old was a third-grade teacher, and when he was telling me about it, he just had to laugh. He said, put yourself in a room with 33rd graders screaming, Mr. V, all at once. Going from elementary school teacher to intense offensive lineman is pretty funny to him. He tells me he actually showed his students a video compilation of his highlights as an O-lineman. Some of the kids didn't even believe it was him because Mr. V is just way too nice, guys.
I don't know, man. Show me that video. If I'm an elementary school student, I'm going to just do whatever the teacher says. Exactly. Major Williams, also a substitute teacher in the offseason. Drew Brown, the fake to Oliveira, looks over the middle. Inside the 20 before being brought down. Nice throw and catch by the Bombers.
Brown to Ontario Wilson for 37 yards to the BC 18. Williams with the tackle, so it's going to be first down Bombers.
Wilson working towards the middle of the field. Got a look, the front fake to Oliveira. Holds those linebackers a little bit, which allows Brown to just drop it in behind that second level. Timo Tabaye into the game, a defensive tackle in place of Jonah Tavai.
Oliveira rushes for 7 yards to BC 11. Kent Jr. with the tackle.
Call it 6 yards. Bombers finding a little bit of balance in their offense here, mixing things up, keeping the Lions D off kilter. We've seen Winnipeg down here a few times settle for field goals. They've yet to put it in the end zone. Let's see if they can finish this drive. Brown, who can hit pass. Dempsey has the first down, tackled right away at the 5-yard line. Decisive throw by Drew Brown. Once again, kind of changing up his arm angle. make sure he finds a trajectory that works. Sink it in between defenders to Nick Dembski to move those sticks. Set up the first and goal. Ronald Kent Jr. with the tackle, first and goal. BC's got a couple of late substitutes coming into the game. Looks like some confusion from the Lions back end. Oliveira with the handoff. Down after a gain of a couple.
I had the block by Winnipeg 10 coming across. To be a good block.
As you mentioned, Ben Major, very descriptive. Yes. See Nick Dembski in motion across the formation. Brady Oliveira again with the cutback. Jackson Finley. A little closer to the line of scrimmage here in this BC Lions defensive formation tonight in on the top. This got the drop back. Looking into the end zone for the touchdown, Winnipeg. Finally, they finish the drive and take the lead.
Brown passes to Tim White for 2 yards for a touchdown. But now can BC Lions answer back?
We've seen a lot of Rocky Wilson tonight, but Tim White's turn on that possession. We're going to look at the touch on this football. True ground with Tim White working towards the corner, all the way across the formation. Leads him just drops it in now perfectly beyond the defender. Great protection by that Bomber offensive line to wrap up a 5-play, 55-yard drive. 2:26. The Conference good, and Winnipeg now with a 6-point lead, 16-10 at the end of the third quarter. Drew Brown moving around gingerly, but was well protected there. Able to find Tim White in the end zone behind Jackson Finley. The Bombers take the lead going into the fourth.
Yeah, Rich, I know you caught a touchdown. Brown has been subpar the past 2 weeks, but that's a nice play. Yeah, I agree. He's been subpar. I mean, Salter's 4 for 12. I mean, you could say he's a second coming of Trey Ford. Trey Ford wouldn't get touchdowns for us, but he got rushing yards. Fourth quarter, last quarter.
BC with just 26 net yards of offense in that third quarter. Winnipeg with 114. But the number that really stands out is that 29 passing yards for the Lions. Dwayne, that's got to change in the fourth quarter. Well, you would imagine that it will. And then, the thing to me is, oddly enough, ideally when you're the BC Lions offensively, you want that number to change. If Caden Salter continues to put up yardage on the ground in big chunks, as long as he's protecting the football, moving the football, putting his team in position to score, they don't necessarily need it to change. It's not like they need points in chunks here to hurry. You're still talking about a one-possession ball game. But in fairness, you'd like a little more production from the basketball. Now that you're down to 6, and they were down 6 earlier in this game, you have to believe they'll try to push the ball. It hasn't been all designed runs for Salter. They have tried to throw it. It hasn't felt right, so good success
Castillo kicks off for 66 yards to the BC 14. Williams returns at 12 yards to the BC 26. Cadwater, Wadler with the tackle.
Mentioned the Lions and their return game, some of their struggles on special teams through the first portion of this season. You'd love it if you could get a little help from your return team in terms of field position, in terms of yardage, to make life a little easier for you to send for the offense.
Horvath begins this drive in the backfield. Another off snap. Soldier pulls it, jumps it off the Poisson, spins and should have the first down.
And Kieran Poissons is a guy who, to me, given an opportunity to play a little bit more in the early part of this season with injuries, particularly to Javon Catoy, that receiving coach, Sandy Berryhill as well, missing from that group, maybe even having gone to free agency. You see their guy Poisson had an opportunity to play, and he just needs to get better at the game.
Well, and Nathan Lewis absolutely loves Kieran Poisson. You know how much extra he throws. And the guy that sticks around there to do all that extra work is Kieran Poisson. This time, Salter looking deep. He's got Hatcher. He makes a nice adjustment and makes the catch.
Salter passes to Hatcher.
Between Salter and
Well, first, Salter passes to Sant for 11 yards to the BC 37. Nichols with the tackle for a first down. And then Salter passes to Hatcher finally. Hatcher caught a pass for 32 yards to the Winnipeg 41. Williams with the tackle.
Enough time for Hatcher to make an adjustment on the fly. Flip his head to the outside shoulder and haul it in beautifully for a big and much needed BC Lions game.
See that on the 41 after that Winnipeg touchdown drive. See how they respond here. This time the handoff to Salter. He's got some room. And Salter breaks the tackle before
Salter rushes, or Horvath rushes for 9 yards to Winnipeg 32. It's going to be a second and inches.
Horvath with the carry right there. Comes up just a yard short of the first down. Short yardage unit will come into the game with Horvath likely taking the next snap.
Watch the offensive line open this one up center of left guard. Getting on their men. Horvath just going north south with it.
Second and one. Horvath under center. Breaks deep. Should be enough for the first down.
For Chase Bryce now, right now it's good work if you can get it. Come out there, hang around behind the running back, who takes the snap, does the work. Well, I was going to say, in this formation, I could make a comeback as a short yardage quarterback. Handful of plays a game, but would anybody believe in it? Well, this
Horvath rushes for 2 yards to the Winnipeg 30. First down, Lions.
That kind of look at Nathan look in the backfield. They snapped it between Horvath's legs. And they were able to go. You wonder if he had to trust Bryce to do that at some point later. This time, Horvath behind Salter. Takes the hand up, makes the first man miss. Comes back, fights his way for 3, maybe 4 yards. Gets to the 26-yard line. That'll bring up second and 6 for the Lions.
misdirection. Willie Jefferson pull one ahead of him in this game and sets out right here to even the score. Demonstrating his power with the bull rush there. Streamlining the quarterback.
Sean White trying to bring the Lions to within 3, 42-yard attempt.
Salter sacked for another sack. This time it's Serezna. So Serezna and Jefferson each have 6 sacks on the season, and then Sean White kicks another field goal.
But Pierce has yet to beat the Bombers as a head coach. His team is right there with 10 and a half minutes to go here in Winnipeg.
Oh. Two, 12 and 16.
Such a balanced receiving core here in Winnipeg this year. Bobby Wilson has been a real find for this team, right? Yeah, and I would describe him as a bit of a rediscovery in this Winnipeg offense. A guy who went over 1,000 yards in 2024, limited to just 6 games a year ago, but over 500 of the season already. The Bombers playing their 9th game of the year. But you think about some of the changes to the receiving core, Kenny Waller leaving in free agency, Dalton Schoen lost to injury. Bobby Wilson has stepped up in a big way.
Oliveira rushes for 2 yards to Winnipeg 42. Cherry with the tackle.
Coming into this game, all these guys were in the 400-yard range. They all had between 32 and 34 catches. We're seeing it again here. Yeah, and this is exactly how you want it to be. It becomes so difficult to defend when you can't focus all your energy, all your manpower on shutting down one individual. Any one of these guys can kill you. Certainly over the course of their respective careers, guys like Gavin Cobb and Tommy Neal. Neal comes showing a penchant for the big catch as well. Lions with some pressure around. Still gets out of there. Just get the first down.
Oh, his back's injured. Brown's down.
Grabs that lower back after the collision.
Bring in Taylor Elgersma.
Made the decision to run into contact there and not
Bring in Taylor Elgersma.
of the scramble. But it's less than a yard, so you've got to think they're going for it here. Bryce Perkins coming into the game. Taylor Elgersma warming up on the side. A good decision, good run from Drew Brown, and he knows he's close to the first down. He's not going to slide. He's going to try and get there. You see him duck the shoulder and lunge forward. It's just Parker McKenna gets his mitts on him. Now, if Elgersma comes into the game, we're essentially going to be playing with 2 third stringers. Shows you depth is everything at that position in this league. Elgersma, already to his credit, has come off the bench and guided the Bombers to a win in Hamilton. Game in which Zach Collaros was initially injured. Both Collaros and Hamilton's Bo Levi Mitchell going down in that game, setting up the All-Canadian QB matchup. Perkins on third down, head should have CFL season after being drafted in 2025 by the Bombers.
Perkins rushes for 2 yards to Winnipeg 51. Sankey with the tackle, so it's going to be first down for the Bombers. And then Algersma passes to Tim White for 10 yards to the BC 49.
One of the things you talk about with quarterbacks all the time, sort of thrust into the spotlight, is the stage going to be too big? And it doesn't matter where Taylor Algersma played his college football. I can guarantee you the way this guy is wired, the stage is not going to be too big. He's not going to be intimidated. He possesses a certain swagger that you want to see from a quarterback in a leadership position.
This time to give to Oliveira. Gets it in, finds his way for a couple of legs up. Call it 6 yards on first down.
When you look at Algersma coming on in this situation,
Brady rushes for 6 yards to the BC 43. Sankey with the tackle. 2nd and 4.
weeks back, and how valuable that is early in his career.
Drew Brown had recently been acquired.
They have to score this drive and out of the game away. Brady Oliveira rushes for 3 yards to the BC 40. Matthew Betts with the tackle, so it's going to be 3rd and 1.
This game off. Looks like Matthew Betts like the first half of 5. And Oliveira fought forward for a couple of additional yards. I think they're still going to be 2 yards away. Let's see what they do here. Castillo coming on to attempt the field goal. And this is Mike O'Shea by nature, fairly conservative in situations.
Yes, the fans in Winnipeg, though, apparently still not used to it.
For me, I totally get it in this situation. You got a young quarterback on the other side. Don't make mistakes. Try to put him in position to go get a touchdown. Castillo kicks up. The kick is good. Bombers back out by 6. 6 minutes to go. Castillo never a bounce.
And we have check yet another field goal.
You mentioned the stage wasn't too big for Algersma. I don't think it's too big for King Century as well. And this is the first time in Lions history we've got first-time starters in back-to-back weeks at the quarterback position.
Yeah, fairly remarkable that, given the history of the franchise, the history of the league, that it is.
Salter rushes for 11 yards to the BC 51. Smith with the tackle.
Tries to step up and slide. He's got some room on the left side. Turns good enough for a first down.
Yeah, Soldier does a nice job here, kind of recognizes that he's got enough room to the outside to make that play. Some people may be looking and thinking, oh, quarterback, he's only looking at one read, and then he's taking off with the football. This is the kid straight out of college making his first start. From my perspective, he's making good decisions, not trying to force the ball when he can make a positive play with his legs.
Blitz the handoff to Horvath. He breaks free, crosses the 40, picks up the block, breaks another tackle inside the
Horvath rushes for 35 yards to the Winnipeg 24. Kelly with
Winnipeg territory.
the first down, or with the tackle. It's going to be a first down Lions.
Get out in the open field, because I think this big-bodied runner, not just in terms of sort of his girth at 230 pounds, but his height as well, not typical of a running back. He's throwing people under the way.
Well, having no move like that highlight a 34-yard gain for number 34. BC knocking on the door. Caden Soldier has his team in position here. Looks deep. Receiver.
And Salter throws a touchdown to Jackson.
Key the duel of the young guns here down the stretch. Caden Salter, you wanted more passing yards? How's that?
May have doubled his entire week's work on that one throw.
He stepped up here in the fourth quarter, doing what needed to be done, throwing a strike here to Jackson to pull the Lions even.
He had some separation, needed all of it before Dietrich Nichols got there. BC really like that. Really like that. Really like that.
Woodruff is injured on the play.
Jackson actually suffered an injury.
I mean, Don, you did call that the BC was about to go down and score. Kick it, and Bombers kick game-winning field goal.
In this three-man set,
That's all BC's been. What the hell is the Bombers doing? All they've been doing is run.
found himself scrambling, trying to
Just the way the game's been going. Yeah, I know, I get that. Just think of what next week's going to be when Hamilton plays BC next week. And if Rourke's not back, you're going to have Ford against Salter.
Because of all the early season receiver injuries for BC. It's going to be tough to take him out of the lineup next week when Stanley Berryhill is ready to return. Both he and Javon Couture are due back.
stepping up, making some big plays.
Hey, we doing a hell of shit.
Just remember, it's a family show.
You see Lions having a little bit of fun.
Sean White on to attempt the extra point, and the BC Lions have a 1-point lead with 4 minutes and 38 seconds left to go in this game. Jermaine Jackson with the biggest touchdown of his young career. Is it enough? We'll find out.
Now, are you talking about BC upsetting Hamilton? Because I can tell you, unless the only way. Oh, Scott, never mind. You're talking about tonight. I think you're talking about next week. So we got 4:38 left to go. All Winnipeg needs to do is just kill time and kick that game-winning field goal. Bombers could have got the over in the first had they have not made the 2 field goals. Uh-oh. Russell will be out the remainder of the game. No shit, Sherlock. There's only 4:38 left.
He's out with a calf injury, will not return. Now on the Winnipeg side, obviously we saw Drew Brown go down after running the ball. When he walked off to the sidelines, he was holding the left side of his lower back. He did go into the white tent to get checked on. He's been talking to the trainers. He's also thrown 3 or 4 footballs and immediately looked like he was in some discomfort after that. So he's still on the sidelines watching over what's happening, but no update further than that, guys.
Thank you very much. Big hit on Trey Bobble. Love to see which line.
So Rich, I've already asked Carter when he wants me to send the Fire Condell shirt mailed to him.
Deontay Williams.
I see the Brown isn't that good.
First time we've seen that from Deontay Williams.
This would be a huge win. And what's the attendance? I heard it's over 30,000. Meyer kicks off for 69 yards to Winnipeg 24. Vaville returns for 24 yards to Winnipeg 35. Williams with the tackle. Let's take a look. Actually, I won't. If you go to CFL attendance, they usually post the attendance numbers after the game's over. I mean, if you really think of it, well, yeah, that's true. Because I was going to say, you could just run it down and kill the time and kick the game-winning field goal, but that would give them more time to come back.
Now on to fellow rookie Taylor Elgersman. And you've seen Taylor play as much as anybody. And, okay, he's not going to run. He's not going to wow you with his legs. However, in terms of arm talent, he is a professional quarterback. Yeah, he's for real. This isn't a novelty act. Taylor Elgersman legitimately won the number 2 job here in Winnipeg out of camp. Bombers had an opportunity.
Right down one at backdoor field for BC. Claris next week if he's healthy enough. Actually, Scott, you must be. Oh, there we go. Elgers must sack for 6 yards to the Winnipeg 29.
The sack right there, Deontay Williams was not fooled. Mike Benavides turning up the heat right away here on Taylor Elgersman.
Elgersma throws incomplete after being sacked for 6 yards. Taylor Elgersma throws incomplete, so it's 3rd and 16. You know what? Let's take a look while we wait for them to kick the ball. Because I'm pretty sure. No, on transactions. Oh.
Second and extra long situation. You can see from the alignment defensively before that ball was snapped. BC just set up with their.
Where are we looking here? Claris was on the 8th, July 18th, which would mean he's only been on there for 2 weeks. Gian punts for 47 yards to the BC 34. Williams returns for 11 yards to the BC 45. Now the question is if Salter played last week and in the second half of the Edmonton game, could BC have beaten Edmonton and beaten Toronto last week? That's gonna be the question that you're gonna hear from everyone. Horwath rushes for 7 yards to the BC 52. Griffin the second with the tackle, so it's gonna be 2nd and 3.
Gets a gain of 6, maybe 7. That's the 3-minute whistle.
That's the 3-minute warning.
We come back, we'll have a 2nd and 4 as they try to close out this game with a 1-point lead. Can BC pull off a huge upset in Winnipeg? We have 3 minutes to find out.
Less than 3 minutes to find out, and according to TSN, they're 2nd and 4, which they should be 2nd and 3, not 4. Okay, so let's see. 1:30. What do we got for our yes or less? Brown. What does Brown have?
Dwayne, we haven't seen the big-time offensive numbers from the quarterbacks. No one in range of 300 yards passing, but we have seen 5 lead changes with 1 point separating these teams. It's been a pretty entertaining game.
Yeah, it certainly has. I think both teams have sort of found different ways to make some big plays.
The handoff
Hold on, the rushes for 58 yards for a touchdown.
to the 20, to the 10. Xander Horvath will score. BC up 7 with 2:46 to go. Wow.
Xander Horvath. We've seen him do this before. Big back, completely catches people off guard with that straight line speed.
See, this is why I always tell people. People hear me say it all the time. Anyone can beat anyone. Hamilton could beat Calgary on Saturday. You never know what could happen.
You get Xander Horvath running downhill, sees a little bit of daylight. Good luck.
Very good block by Corey Woodruff on the play. Yes. Glad he's back in from the Lions' perspective, given what they've been dealing with offensive line-wise. But right here, BC's got a chance to go up 8, but it looks like they're going for 2 to try to go up 2 scores. What do you think of this decision? I like it.
Oh, they're gonna try to go for 2 points to go up by 2 scores.
Put yourself in a position to put a little pressure on your opponent.
Or they got the quarterback on the other side, then force him to throw the football.
Because if BC gets this 2 points, that means that they're up by 2 scores, and you force Algersman to pass the ball. And they get the 2-point convert.
You were rewarded for creativity in the Canadian Football League.
People on the other side were confused as to what was going on for the play.
BC goes up 2 scores. Let's take a look. Here's Horvath with the flip. And Keon Hatcher, you need the lefty. Need the lefty to make the throw going left, and Hatch is that guy. Once again, a look at the touchdown run. One stutter step, and then he is just a golden rolling downhill. Touchdown, Xander Horvath to put the Lions in the lead.
Now, on the 2-point convert, I actually thought Hatcher could have just run it in.
Yes,
But you practice that play so much, you want to throw it, don't you?
I think you do. When you're Keon Hatcher, you never know when you're going to have the chance to throw the ball in a game again. Not a touchdown pass, but a 2-point convert.
This just feels like a Buck Pierce offense when he had Chris Stremmer, and he was comfortable trying to be creative in terms of how to generate offense and plays. I'm sure Stremmer watching tonight. Certainly a fan favorite here, and I'm surprised at the number of fans that have left, which happened before the 2-point convert. Bears look to avoid dropping to 1-4 in this building this season. This time Vogel runs into the back of a couple of lines, goes out. Deontay Williams makes the tackle.
Mayer kicks off for 67 yards to the Winnipeg 13. Faville returns for 26 yards to the Winnipeg 39. Williams with the tackle.
Convert by the BC Lions. Winnipeg is going to need to get 2 possessions in this final 2:38.
BC has lost 3 straight games without Nathan Rourke at quarterback.
Well, it's not just about executing the offense here from a Winnipeg point of view for Taylor Eldersma, but time management.
Eldersma drops back to pass his pressure. He comes out. It's fumble. Let's see who's got it. Looks like Winnipeg may have gotten back on top. Nathan Cherry pulled it out of there.
Nathan Cherry seeing a few more snaps on defense with the injury to Jonah Tavai.
Looks like Vanterpool with the recovery. Hayden Harris almost had it. Second and very long. This time Eldersma. This time the ball slips on again. Eldersma looking for it. Looks like BC's got it. Will they do a forward pass or a fumble? If the Lions currently have possession.
Interpretation here is going to be key. I thought it slipped on the throw.
Woodley Apollon with the recovery.
We'll get another look at it here. Eldersma.
Yeah, he's trying to tuck it back in.
Yeah, he tried to pull that one back.
They'll automatically review every turnover. So no one needs to challenge this. You can see him trying to hold the arm and pull it back.
Yeah, second guess where he's going with that football.
CFL version of the Tucker rule right here.
The previous play is under automatic review by the replay center.
See, he doesn't follow through.
He's clearly trying to pull it back there.
Algersma rushes for 0 yards to the Winnipeg 34, fumbled by Algersma.
2:18 to play, or
At the 35, recovered by BC Appleton.
Winnipeg.
And then Appleton's tackled by Dembski.
After automatic review by the replay center, the ruling on the field stands. It's a fumble recovered by BC. First down.
That could do it with a 2-score lead and the ball at the 35-yard line. BC takes possession, up 28-19.
Now the Lions' turn to try and slow things down, grind it out a little bit. They've found their own success running the football. Here in the second half, Xander Horvath with a couple of biggies for them. And it'll be probably the two-headed monster of Horvath and then the threat of Salter pulling the football. Probably be the dynamics
Wow.
down the stretch here. Horvath trying to turn the corner. He does. Inside the 20. Touchback.
Wow. 24 unanswered points.
5-yard touchdown run for Xander Horvath. He's up to 176 rushing yards tonight, and the Lions extend their lead.
Wow.
I think you had a Winnipeg team that was
Wow.
very focused on trying to get Horvath out of bounds rather than just
So,
making a play.
Horvath
Michael Griffin, by the way, the first
has 3 rushing touchdowns and a 2-point convert. Horvath basically beat this team just himself.
The first guy that had a shot just got injured as he reached for the ball carrier. And then Kelly gets beat on the cutback. But who would have thought this? 34-19 with the convert pending. Well, much said about the change in quarterback for BC. But also a change in running back this week, seeing a bigger role for Xander Horvath. Look at how he's delivered. James Butler out with a foot injury, so that elevated.
Makes you wonder if James Butler's going to come back.
Offered a bit of a change up at the tailback position. And the Lions next week will be getting healthy. Nathan Orr, all indications are he'll play next week. Siobhan Catoy should be back. Stanley Berryhill should be available. And the defense right now is playing lights out. Sean White, the kick is good, and BC up 16 points with 2:09 to go. Let's talk about the job that this young man, Keaton Salter, rookie, straight out of college, making his first career professional start.
332 rushing yards. God damn. Anyways, since the game is practically over.
Terrific throws, had some outstanding runs to keep drives going. And oh yeah, caught a 2-point convert along the way as well. But a terrific first start of his CFL career for Keaton Salter. Horvath's 176 yards puts him 3 yards away from Justin Rankin's 179 for the biggest rush game of the season. On a night that saw Brady Oliveira dominate the first quarter, Xander Horvath has dominated this game. That's been the Xander Horvath show here, particularly in the second half. Imposing his will. Bobble takes it at his own 15-yard line. Gets to the 30, across the 35.
Mayer kicks off for 66 yards to the Winnipeg 14. Babville returns for 30 yards to the Winnipeg 44. Finlay with the tackle.
2 touchdowns, 2 two-point converts required at this point. Obviously, the need for some aggressiveness offensively for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
1, 2, 3,
No doubt see the
4.
response from BC going 4-man rush. They'll have Matthew Betts and the rest will have their ears pinned back here. Brady Oliveira with the carry. Gets close to 10 yards. Wilson gets up wrestling. Can't see the Lions player yet. I got to give myself credit just for being able to decipher these white numbers. In my first play-by-play game of the season. I will say, when I came up to the booth and saw the Lions with the silver on white, you fell for me. I was, that's makes for a rough debut, but yes, you get a pat on the back. You've nailed it. Pacific Frost, we like to call it on the West Coast. Quick in and out of the hands. Wilson. inside linebacker spanning out there to make a play on the receiver.
BC will try to give them that throw and tackle everything short.
Oliveira rushes for 11 yards to the Winnipeg 55, and then Algersma throws incomplete. So does that give him 107? So I'm going to change that.
Steps up into the pocket. Looks like he's going to take off with it before being brought down. That's Sankey in on the tackle. McKenna also not far away. Some extracurriculars. A flag just came out.
Yeah, CJ Coleman and Ontario Wilson have been into it the last couple of plays.
Oh, we can't let him get any more yards.
That time pulling Wilson's helmet off and throwing it away. It's going to earn him a flag. Both guys had a hold of each other by the face masks.
Always get the second guy.
There's two misconduct penalties after the play. BC number 3, Winnipeg number 80. It's going to be third down for Winnipeg.
No harm done there.
Algersma throws incomplete to Oliveira, and turnover on down.
And the BC Lions will pull off a massive upset with their third string quarterback, Caden Salter, with 1:24 to go here.
Oliveira unable to handle that one. And the Lions taking next man up to a whole new level here tonight.
Taylor Algersma right on the money on that throw. Certainly was earlier when he threw to Pokey Wilson that got dropped in the slant pattern earlier in the series. But it's
Yeah, what does he have for
down 2 scores.
receiving? 9.
Xander Horvath, that should do it. The highest rushing total of the season. Horvath with 11, maybe 12 yards on that carry. That'll put him close to 190 yards. 188 to be exact.
Horath rushes for 12 yards to Winnipeg 49. Wilson with the tackle.
These types of games with Brady Oliveira. And for Buck Pierce, the former Winnipeg offensive coordinator, who still makes his home in Winnipeg in the offseason. All his family's here to watch. This will be his first win as the head coach against his former team. Horvath again. Gets 2 yards, maybe 3. This one gets the weekend underway. Week 9 continues with Friday.
Horath rushes for 3 yards to the Winnipeg 46-yard line. And then Salter rushes for 30 yards to Winnipeg 16. They're not quitting on them.
Showing flashes there. Love to get that one against him.
This time Salter pulls it. He's got room. Let's see if he goes for the end zone or if he slides out of bounds. He takes the knee at around the 16-yard line. With 26 seconds left to play.
And awareness to stay in bounds. Don't give Winnipeg any help with the clock. That's been a lot of Xander Horvath doing the damage here in the second half. Salter had a number of great runs earlier in the ball game. It kind of lulled them to sleep. They had forgotten about him a little bit.
Lions with 377 rushing yards in this game. 377. If you're Winnipeg and you gave up 52 points last game at home, and now this kind of rushing total at home, Mike O'Shea won't be happy.
Yeah, a little bit of frustration there for the former middle linebacker.
Final score is 35-19 for the BC Lions. I will be back tomorrow for the Montreal-Ottawa live stream. I'm going to go head over to the analyst desk for a post-game show. But I do appreciate everyone for stopping by watching today's live stream. And have yourself a great rest of your evening.